Hello everyone, this is Max, and today I'm here with Vanez. And
Hello guys.
hey, Vanez is actually a mainly top player, and yeah, he used it to be 2,515 EL, I guess, as a top rating, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, can you introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I'm Vanez, 18 years old, and when I don't study, I used to play League of Legends. I started around 3 years ago, and now I Hilo and I feel good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, I met Valence when he was playing in the Team Red Byte Italy, and yeah, he was together with Bonny. And yeah, today we wanted to try to help people out because you mostly play solo queue, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people complain, about the matchmaking, about the Hilo Hell, about the fact that a lot of like all the time their teams suck and this kind of stuff. So the first thing that I will actually ask you, and probably people would like to know, is what is the best choice in your opinion? Picking and learning or focusing, let's say, in only one role, or being able to play at least two or three roles?
Okay, I think for rise quickly in Hilo, it's better to lean 3 or maximum 4 champion, learning really good them, and then try to carry every time. You can't play super and think you will just carried by over every one of your team. I think great pickup are like Jackson Irelia if you play solo top, or Diana mid, or Venezuela for bot lane, where you can still win a one versus two or three situation. So you can be really good for your team, getting 2 or 3 kill every time you can. Or another good choice I think is try to pick something is good to help your team, like Shan, Cactus, Twister Fate, something like this that can help every time which ultimate your team. What you can do is every time just don't think your mates are bad and enemy is better. Just pick what you think are good with and play, thinking you can do it.
Yeah, so you basically should like how do you put yourself, like you should be motivated, and you should start the game saying that your team sucks because maybe the last team you played with sucked already. So you should think positive and try
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
carry the current game. That's actually very important. And actually, I think that when you play one or two ranked, and if you lose them, it's important also to take a little break so you can get over the rage because sometimes people
Yeah, yeah.
keep playing, and yeah, they keep getting mad and mad and mad, and then they of course can't play as well as they are able to. And so yeah, I think it's important to take a little break and restart when you feel better, when you are more chill, let's say. And yeah, a lot of people say that actually the bottom lane is probably the hardest, because if
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not in duo queue, basically you have to find a team play because you don't play alone, and sometimes even good AD carries, as example, got a different play style, and it's really hard to adapt to the support you get. And do you think playing bottom lane is still a good choice, or would you suggest something else if you really want to carry your games?
Oh, I think it's the best role for carrying games is absolutely jungle. You can be everywhere, upper every lane. It's the best choice is if you want jet in area in low time. But I don't think bot lane is so other. All people think just you can pick something safe as support or as AD if you don't think your mate is good or will do what you want, and just farm. You will be able to carry anyway. If you flame him, if you say that he's not playing good, it will not change anything. You just have to say to him what you have to do, and I think you can do a great lane anyway.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, the jungler I think is absolutely the best choice as like mid or top lane, but bot lane is not so bad as people think.
yeah, let's say there is basically a difference between the roles. Like if you are playing jungler, as example, you can carry since the very beginning of the match because you have mobility, and when you see that one lane is not working as well as it's supposed to be, you can more or less camp that and
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
make yeah then win. Like also the mid lane is pretty dynamic, I will say, as lane, while the bottom lane is forced to farm because the AD carry early game usually doesn't deal as much damage as the other classes like mid as example. So you are forced to farm, and people sometimes underrate how important is not missing creeps, and they think that the only way to win the lane is actually getting kills. But in fact, I think that even if you don't have any kill on bottom lane, but you are farming very well when it comes to team fight, like for Drake and so on, you got a very huge
yeah,
advantage. And yeah, you mostly play on top, right?
yeah, yeah.
And right now, yeah, what do you think about playing top on solo queue? Do you think it can be a role that can carry the games since begin, or do you think also top is kinda a farming role? And do you eventually suggest it for
Uh,
for the viewers?
I think actually top lane is so bad. Is just I don't like playing in solo queue because 19% of top lane is just about jungler, what the jungler do for gank, for LPU. So I'm not used to play top lane solo queue. I prefer like playing mid or jungle. But if you want try to play top lane, improve with it, or just train some champion, I think Aurelia or champions safe like Vladimir are good shows. You can never ever jet in so behind as you think, and you can be able to jet some kill if you got helped by jungler. And if a champion like Aurelia jet one, two, or three kill, you will snowball whole game with just a bit kill, I think.
Yeah.
Just
Also, I think it's important, as example, playing some main champions like, as
yeah,
example, Lee
sure,
Sin,
sure.
because Lee Sin is the kind of champion that you can, as example, use either jungle and top, and as example, Vladimir, you can use him mid lane and top lane, and Zilla you can play her as a support and as a mid lane. So I think it's important to also think well about what kind of champions or which champions do you want to learn, because if you can play them, you can also play them in another position, and that's a good advantage, I think.
Yeah, sure. I think Lucina actually is the king of solo queue. His mobility, his gank are pretty good, and you can snowball every lane just getting one kill or two, and counter jungling is very the best if you know how to play properly him. I think if you want to try jungle, you need to learn play Lee Sin and Xin Sao as well. Are both good for Rai Zero.
Yeah, and also, what do you actually think about wording? I think that I've been playing, at the different elos, and what I see
Yeah.
is that people actually think that, as example, the AP or AD carry don't have to word or this kind of stuff. I actually think that even the AD carry can help the support wording, and that would be a good thing. Like awarding is actually the key of the victory, in my opinion. But what's your opinion about that?
I think wording people really don't know how wording is important. You try to word as AD carry is good as well. It don't matter. You need the farm for getting more item. If you word everywhere on the map in the most position possible, you will win. I think most easily the game. If you know other team are doing Drake or some buff, you can just think about that and go for Baron for some kill. If a team don't war for jungle is the best thing can happen. You can gank every lane without getting counter ganked or some help by mid. Warding is the most thing important in solo queue, especially yeah as well in ranked as team, but in solo queue is really important I think.
Yeah, and also about counter jungling, something that I saw very often is people complaining because maybe the jungler is good and wants to counter jungle, but the lanes don't follow and so on. Do you still think that
Yeah.
counter jungling is that important? We are talking about, let's say, medium low elo, like from 1200 to 1600, something like that. That's probably the average elo where most of the people play.
Yeah, I think counter jungle actually in lower elo is really easy because when you counter jungle enemy team, sometime or the most of time the other mate of enemy will never help him just because they want to farm or just don't care. So counter jungling with jungle like Shaco, Lee Sin is really easy and will shut down easily the other jungle for try to win a game is so easy. I think if you want to play jungle aggressive, Shyvana, Shakuli, Sin, just counter jungle and you will win easy. I think.
So yeah, what do you think about when there is someone that is actually, let's say, one of your teammates is losing the lane, and or let's say actually you're losing the lane. What will you do? Because sometimes I see that people get pissed because we are losing, and they probably blame the jungler because the jungler doesn't help them, and they keep feeding. They most of the time don't understand that they had to play more safe, and it's like last sitting under tower is something very important, and actually lets you farm and being safe, so you don't keep feeding, and you somehow have to adapt. But what's your opinion about that?
I think yeah, it can happen. You lose lane or you just encounter and then other jungle is camping you. You just need to play more safely, just farm when you can, and ask for help from your team. Yeah, sometimes they don't care, they don't help you, but you can still get in items like. Philosopher's Stone, Heart of Gold that help you in late game and try to don't let the enemy more kill and sometime you will just in game soon and be able to if you really know how to position in team fight it doesn't matter what you did in lane you will win every fight there are some things that at low elo people don't know, like focusing the carry or the mid, try to bait enemy team that can help you really easily, either you feed or no.
Yeah, let's say that people think that the game ends when it comes to
Yeah, yeah.
the lane phase, but in fact, there are a lot of things that can change the game. As example, there are people that are good at lane, but then don't know how to position in team fight. Like most of the time, you can see the AD carry or the AP carry being like in front of the team, and if you, as example, are able to manage to grab one of them, and the opponent team is pretty much in a risky situation, so they probably don't want to fight, or they start raging at each other, and at that point you can start attacking them because they are confused, they are just blaming, and you can actually, I think, change one game just by one team fight, even if
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, even if you were far behind. And yeah, I think that people sometimes um, uh, tend to surrender very very fast. And personally, I think that it's important to keep trying till the end, because sometimes people even overextend. But what's your opinion about that? I think that overextending is something that happens very often in solo queue, and I've seen, like, I personally played games where I had no towers on my Nexus, and the enemy team had all the towers, and we still managed to win. That was something very crazy, but you probably saw a lot of such cases.
Yeah, yeah, for sure can happen. Remember just that 10 second of fight can change a full game where you lost every lane, that jungle did nothing. Just one fight can change whole game. So I don't think surrender is a good choice. Even you think you will lose, or just all can happen in solo queues. Not wrinkle with your team. You can talk, you can say what you want to do. Just try to think something that the enemy don't think you will do, and you win anyway.
All right, so another thing that I see very often is when the jungler actually says that he doesn't have enough gold, or prefers to get items instead of Oracle. I actually think that Oracle is a good way to win, especially in solo queue, because it lets you gank all the time whenever you want, and it also forces the opponent team on staying defensive, because the support doesn't have the gold, especially at the beginning when they don't have philosopher and heart of gold, or they just got one of them, and they just can't spam wards. So if you remove them, you force them on playing defensive, and if they don't play defensive, they are gankable much easier. So you can actually get a lot of kills. But what's your opinion about that?
Yeah, yeah, I think Oracle is a good choice in solo queue where just unwarding enemy team is just really, really good. You can gank much easier. People will just know just more wards because you got an Oracle. But if you got an Oracle in solo queue, you need to play not too much aggressive. Just losing an Oracle is really, really bad for a jungle. 1400 goal is too bad, and you can't lose just because you want to take an enemy buff, or just to try a dive. So yeah, Oracle is a good choice, and just one item more or two item are not so good as Oracle is.
So yeah, do you actually think that's more safe for some kinds
User
of
left your
classes,
channel.
or it's like something as example you can use with champions that are actually able to run much easier, like Lee Sin as example, that has a lot of escape, so you can just go remove wards, and there is no way if you play well that the opponent team catches you.
Yeah, I think mobility jungle like Lee Sin or Xin Zhao are really, really good for solo queue. But if you know that your team don't got too much stun, one control, you can take as well as Shyvana or champion that can farm and just counter jungle, and then you will get more item for team fight, something like that. So depend what your team need on, especially on low elo, where people don't too much know what to pick or why to pick it.
Yeah, it's like the team composition, especially in low
Yeah,
elo, is
sure.
yeah, that doesn't really exist, because people don't really understand sometimes how to set how to start the fight, and yeah, how to as example split push and so on. And I think in this case, even watching streaming can help people out. What do you think about that? Because I think it's important to understand that it's uh, either watching streaming and playing the game are two things that you have to do. As example, I see a lot of people that just spectate games, and when they go and play, they miss some practice. But at the same time, if you just play and you think that you don't have anything to learn from the others, by the others, it's you're just losing the opportunity of understanding, like how to improve.
Yeah, sure. I think looking at stream and watching some iGilo player is a good way to improve yourself. Looking how at iGilo people play, people communicate, all stuff that you don't probably know because you play a lower elo. All people know every time just think they don't need help, or they think they are good and need to improve, or just learn something. But at Aikido too, people do some mistake and need to improve. Like I think I need to improve in some in me too. I think.
Yeah, it's most of the time the most important thing to improve is the attitude. Yeah, we already spoke about that. I think it's really important to understand that everyone does mistake. Like we see big teams playing on important tournaments, even offline tournaments, and they do mistakes. And what is really important is understanding that everyone does mistakes. What matters is trying to find the solution and trying to understand what you did wrong so you can improve yourself and don't do it again.
Yeah, for sure. No one is perfect. Everyone do mistakes. So just go on and don't blame your mate if they do a big mistake or something, because it just happen. You just go on and say to him he can do better. Try to communicate with him and do some stuff, but never flame. I know you are pissed off. Your team are feeding. You are never winning a game because there are someone that feel, but it will not change anything if you flame him, or just continue to play and try to carry him if you think you are better than him.
Yeah, exactly. Now, yeah, I'm gonna ask you the last question, and this is something that it's probably the question that everyone talks about. So, does Elo Hell exist or not?
Absolutely not. Yeah, I think most of people think it will exist and it will never get in higher, but it's not like that. If you look at your mistake, if you continue to improving, you will get higher without ever notice it. 100, 200 or more, because just you play good and don't flame and look at your mistake. Looking in, and our mistake is really important. Just look at your record, what you did bad, what you did good, and you will improve in low time, I think.
Yeah, and also I think that if Elo Hell did exist, there wouldn't be so many Elo servers. That's something that the Riot is working against, and yeah, it happens very often to see people that actually deserve 400 500 Elo less. They play on high Elo, and they of course fall down very easily. I think that there is a reason for that. Like I truly think that Elo, you belong to the Elo you are in, so it can happen that you find in like 2 days you find some trolls, and that's a matter of luck. But
Yeah, true.
yeah, if you are strong, if you are better than the Elo you're playing on, I think you will go up.
Yeah, but remember that the first and the most important thing is that the solo queue is totally different as ranked as team. If you want to improve as a team, to be able to beat a great team, you have only to play with your team and create a synergy. If you want to improve as a player, you need to play solo queue and look at your mistakes. Two things that are really different.
Yeah, I think also recording your own games and watching them is important. You know, people may think that it's a waste of time, but it actually worked for me, and understanding what did I do wrong helped me not doing it on the next games. Like when I was playing ID carry, I saw that I was, as example, farming not enough, or that my position in some team fights wasn't the good one, and that's why I died too fast. I think that watching what you are doing or what you did is very important.
Yeah, I think this is a good way to improve. Looking at your replay, what you did good, what you did bad, is a good way for improve. And most of people don't do it because they finish a waste of time. They don't care. They just don't want to looking at replay. But is one of the most easier thing for improve yourself.
Yeah, also because sometimes when you are playing a game, you know, the fights in League of Legends are very frenetic. Like sometimes you finish a fight in 2 3 seconds, and when you are playing, you can miss something. Like sometimes you don't see something that you will see by looking at your replay. That
Yeah, for sure. It's different when you look at your play when you are play you are behind pressure. You want jet Niger, so you do more mistakes that you think.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I hope this video will help people, and you will also be streaming. So, do you want to say what's your streaming link? I think we are gonna put it on the comment of this video as well. I think it's on 3d.tv/Vanes, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is. We start stream as soon as possible and try to help people that just want jet Niger. So you can contact me or watch me, and I will do.
Yeah, so thanks a lot, Vanes, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video. And yeah, Bonnie is also coming back in a few days. We are gonna actually start the climb to 2000 elo. Do you think it's possible to get to 2000 elo with a role that you never played before if you really focus and try to improve? Because that's what I'm gonna do actually.
Yeah, for sure. 2000 euro are not so high as you think. Just improve and you will get it soon.
So yeah, I'm gonna get it. And thanks again for watching, guys.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, see you on next video.